All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little Warrior video. Make sure you check out Pig and a Pickle. They're in Corte Madera, open 7 days a week, and they're in Emeryville inside the Emeryville Public Marketplace, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check out Pig and a Pickle. I love the brisket. The brisket chili's amazing. The potato chips cooked in beef fallow are absolutely mouthwatering. You can only get them in Marin County, though, so check them out in Corte Madera, open 11 a.m. to 10 to 8 p.m. 7 days a week, and Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Warriors. I think the Warriors, believe it or not, have basically slept through this entire season, and I've said it for years. The NBA regular season means nothing. It means squat. It means diddly. These games mean absolutely zero. And this year is the loudest statement to support that because the Warriors have literally sleepwalked through this entire schedule. They don't care. They're not playing for anything. But guess what? The calendar is turned. It's now March, and we're on the verge of turning the calendar to April, and that means it's NBA playoff time. And suddenly, look who's playing well. It's the Golden State Warriors. It's the Warriors, the defending NBA champions. They've won 4 of the last 5. There's 5 games left. They play San Antonio, Denver, Oklahoma City, Sacramento, and Portland. And the Warriors are starting to play some really good basketball. And there's a lot of good signs coming out of Golden State as far as where this thing is headed. Now, if you look at Golden State this year, they've been a total Jekyll and Hyde team. They're 40-37 currently. They're 12 games behind the number 1 seed in the West, the Denver Nuggets. They're currently in the 6th seed out of the play-in tournament. But Golden State's been 2 different teams this year. At home, they're 31-8, and they're a dominant team. On the road, they're 9-29. They fall behind early. They rarely, if ever, have even been competitive on the road. They're 6-9 in the division. They're 26-21 in the conference. They're scoring 118 points a game. They're giving up 117 a game. And they're only 6-4 in their last 10. But if you look at Golden State, right now, they're starting to play better basketball. And I get the feeling that they're going to flip a switch and they're going to wind up in the NBA Finals. And I'll make that prediction right now. Now, um, they have a ton of NBA Finals experience. You think of this team. What are the Warriors? What's the Warriors' advantage on the rest of these teams in the West? They've been to the finals. They've got finals experience up and down the roster. Their coaches have experience. Their players have experience. Their stars have experience. Many of their role players have experience. And now we're starting to see the impact of that experience. And because they have that experience, they can find another level, and they're doing it. Now, there's just no doubt about it. The Warriors labored through this regular season and continue to. They labored through the regular season, but if you think about it, in the midst of this laborious regular season, they still had some statement wins. They still beat the Celtics when they needed to beat the Celtics. They still beat the Grizzlies when they needed to beat the Grizzlies. Recently, they did go into Dallas and beat Dallas, a Mavericks team that now might not even make the playoffs. So Golden State's had, 3 or 4 statement wins this year, but they just haven't brought it on a consistent basis, especially on the road. And if you say, well, why? Give me some reasons that you think Golden State's going to fire. One, they just got Gary Payton into the lineup. Gary Payton is, if not the very best defensive player in the league, he's among the best defensive players in the league. In a league that has a lot of alphas, a lot of guys who, you think of all these teams in the playoffs, whether it be Kyrie Irving or Chris Paul or Devin Booker or De'Aaron Fox or Ja Morant or Jamal Murray. A lot of these teams in the West, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, they have these alphas, these guys who are dominant on the ball, and everything comes from all the offense is derived from that one player. Well, now the Warriors have their alpha stopper in GP2, and that's what he is. I mean, this guy will make you pick up your dribble because he's going to pick you. They have a defensive stopper. They have a true dominating defender who they have not played for the majority of the year. Didn't have him until the trade deadline. Haven't played him since because of the injuries for the most part. He's back. He's healthy, and you can stick him on everybody's alpha, and we'll see who has the upper hand. That's reason number one. Reason number two, all indications, now I don't have real sources, but all indications are that Andrew Wiggins' return is going to happen. That Wiggins, who's in the prime of his career, will return to the team. He's been out 20 games. His return as one of the best players on the team is going to give this team a tremendous boost. That's reason number two. Reason number three, Draymond Green says, I can't get up for March games. And he means it. At this point, the Warriors, once you've been to the finals as many times as Golden State has, once you've climbed that mountaintop, you're not getting up for regular season games. Steve Kerr can scream all he wants, and all the assistant coaches can come up with all their coaching points. Once you've played deep into June, once you've played in the finals, you know that, you need to pace yourself. And what does that mean? That means probably not getting up for too many games in February or March. And so now you've got Draymond Green dialed in, playing terrific basketball. So Green's dialed in. And then you got Jonathan Kuminga, who's really playing consistent basketball. He's dialed in. I love the way Kuminga's looking right now. Kuminga's looking like you can run your offense through him. Then you look at the way Steph Curry's playing. And I heard a quote from Curry. He said, I'm trying to peak at the right time with my guys. So Steph knows where the finish line is, and he's an older player at this point, and he cannot bring it at top level efficiency and top level energy all season long. Just can't do it. But he's doing it now, and he knows where the finish line is, and he's getting it revved up. So Draymond's getting it revved up. Steph's getting it revved up. Clay's getting it revved up. Wiggins is coming back. GP2 is already back. And then the wild card factor here is Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Kuminga who's really a difference maker. He has emerged. Earlier this year, Kuminga was playing 9 minutes, 5 minutes. Next night, he might play 20 minutes. Then he's back to 14 minutes, then 8 minutes, then 6 minutes. He's been getting much more consistent time, and he's a much more dependable two-way player. So I like what I'm seeing from Golden State. They're coming together. They're currently in the 6th spot in the West. They're getting ready to flip a switch and make a run in the Western Conference playoffs. And I think they're going to be successful when they do. They're going to get Sacramento in the first round if they wind up being the 6th seed. And I'll make the prediction right now. The Warriors are going to knock off the Kings in the first round of the playoffs. The Warriors are going to pull the upset over Sacramento. They're going to win that first round series. But you looked at this Golden State team, they slept through the regular season. The stakes weren't high enough. This is a big money outfit. The money's now on the table. The Warriors are now waking up and starting to fire. Draymond's shaking off the rust. Wiggins is coming back. GP2's there. Curry's starting to play. They're going to peak when it matters, and the Warriors are going to rampage the West. I like what I see from some of these other teams, but I don't think Denver can beat Golden State 4 times. I don't think Memphis can. I don't think Phoenix can. I don't think the Clippers can. And I just told you, I think the Warriors are going to beat the Sacramento Kings in the first round. So I think Golden State is going to make the NBA regular season. They're going to make a mockery of the NBA regular season this year. They absolutely coasted the entire time. They're going to flip a switch here in late March, early April. They're going to upset the Kings in the first round, and they're going to ride it all the way back to a return trip to the NBA Finals. So it's an incredible story. We've known forever that the regular season doesn't mean anything. And the Warriors this year are going to loudly remind everybody, if you didn't believe that was a fact, believe it, because they're going to flip the switch and they're going to the finals. Hope you enjoyed my Warrior video. Make sure you check out Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. And thanks for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.